Welcome to Manifestation Mondays with Marcy. I'm Marcy Newman, your host. And today we are going to talk about the ego. Now, as you know, this is one of my favorite subjects. And the reason for that is that so many people are clearly confused about the ego's influence. And particularly today, we're going to talk about how it leads you astray when it comes to your manifestations and what to do about it. I mean, of course, it's not enough just to know that it's there creating havoc. We need to know what to do. And so let's just dive right in. So you've heard me speak before about, exactly what the ego is. The ego is an energy that is completely unique to the human experience. What that means is that this earth plane is has many different characteristics to it. And one of the major characteristics to this energy field is the energy frequency of the ego. Now, what the ego frequency is, in all actuality, is the creation of duality on the earth plane. So when we are in the energy plane, for instance, that we refer to as heaven, which is a higher vibrational frequency aligned with our pure divine selves, the ego doesn't exist. It cannot. And the reason that it cannot is because that energy is so pure and it's completely unified. There is nothing outside of it. So the earth plane, because we are here for very unique experiences, we've come to this earth to experience the duality, this world of contrast. And so the ego is the energy that actually provides that for us. Now, we experience it in many different ways. And particularly, we all have stories about when we were children growing up and how the ego infiltrated our sense of self. We came here to this earth plane, of course, already whole. We are a magnificent divine being of light. We are a soul that is already whole. But because we're here for these unique experiences, well, if we're in our wholeness, we can't really experience it in the way that we can when we have the contrasting energies to distract us, you might say. Now, you might be thinking, all right, what is the insanity of this creative energy that brought us here already whole to a place where there's this contrasting energy that pulls us away from our wholeness? Well, I mean, you might be asking, like, what sense does that make? I get it. It's confusing. But here's where we step into the truth, the essence of our being. And we remind ourselves, your wholeness, your divinity, it's not corruptible. In other words, it remains completely intact no matter what you experience. But here's what happens when you experience something outside of that realm. It's like going to the gym and exercising a particular group of muscles that maybe you have let get a little bit weak or maybe even flaccid. Maybe you have been ignoring them. I know for myself, for instance, because I spend so much time in front of the camera and my computer, that I have to really pay attention to making certain that my legs, my back, those particular muscle groups really get a good workout in order to stay healthy. But I also know that every time that I provide that exercise, I'm providing experiences for those muscle groups to experience themselves differently as well. So each one is a challenge. And the reason for that is that every time I go into an experience where I'm exercising those parts of myself, I'm completely different. Maybe my diet has been different, my stress level is different, my the interim between workouts has been different. And so every time I go into that experience realm, because I'm completely different, those muscles have to respond differently. And in fact, there are some times where, because I may be feeling a little lazy, or I am tired, or my muscles ache, or I'm just feeling out of sorts, the muscles also have to respond in a way where they show me their strength, their capability when I am in that place of exercising. Because if I feel too weak, I might just give up altogether. So, as we look at the ego, we start to recognize that there are actually many layers of it, and it's multi purposeful in how it presents itself. However, its main purpose is to provide for us the contrast that gives us these experiences in duality. And of course, ultimately extends the invitation to us to come back into our wholeness. That's a lot. I know. It's a lot because we sometimes forget that the ego actually plays a very important role. And I know that you maybe have heard from, other people that, oh, kick your ego to the curb, or, um, you know, push that ego down, get rid of it. Don't allow yourself to be in that ego field. Well, the truth of the matter is if we are out of that ego field, it's because we're no longer here on earth. So, as long as we're here on earth, we are going to experience the ego. And so the question then comes, well, what can we do about its influence? Because we know the truth is that often it leads us so far away from where we want to be that we do need to rein it in so that we can have some level of success in creating from our heart. We do plenty of creation that is not being fed by our heart. And so we are recognizing at this standpoint, right, where we are in our evolution, the difference between creating things from the heart and not creating from the heart. And so, what we know about life now and this new earth that we're all connected, and really in this unified project to create is that we must step into our heart so that we can guarantee more that what we are creating is going to be for the highest good of all and not just feeding the egos of the world. So, this is an amazing opportunity for us all. And the opportunity is also this: being in this higher level of consciousness, we can now choose to either feed that energy of the ego or feed the energy of the heart. And so, what I want to invite you to explore more in your own world, your own life, is ask yourself this question: how can I feed the energy of my heart so that I and those I love and those of the world can experience things that I'm creating that will be for the highest good of us all? Well, if we are going to search for these opportunities, we of course have to identify the energies that have that capability. And so when we are looking to decrease the influence of the ego, we increase the influence of the heart. What do? Well, we dive in deeper. It's where we find our compassion, our kindness, our caring, our generosity, our empathy, acceptance. And it's when we feed those energies that we actually diminish the control that the ego has on us, and therefore diminish the control over what it is that we are creating. And we step instead into our superpowers of creating through choice. And this is where we step into accepting ourselves as these divine beings, creators, and choosing the creme de la creme of the energies to create what it is that we want to experience. And of course, what we want for everyone to experience. Imagine the world if we all started each day from that place. Well, I'm actually going to invite you to do that. And I would love to hear more in the comments below what it's like for you when you do. What do you notice about you? What do you notice about what happens in your life and in your relationships? Now we're getting into some real nitty-gritty. So it's a place of pure power. And having said that, I'm going to leave this affirmation with you today. I am a pure, powerful extension of the creative energy of love. I am the choice maker, and I choose the highest vibrational frequencies, guaranteed to create the highest good for myself and for all. This is a beautiful, beautiful vision for us to start to feed. So as usual, I'm going to ask that you like this video. Please leave your comments, subscribe, and of course, share, because how else can we create this expansive vision? We must share the vision with others and give them the opportunity to align and attune to this vision where everything that we create is for the highest good of all. So much love to you. This has been wonderful to have this time with you, and I look forward to being back here again next week. Excuse me. And in the meantime, check out and see where you are, because and I mean on your calendar, the last Tuesday of every single month, I provide a live workshop where we connect all the dots and we come together to really look at the power of our manifestations and continue to work out some of these wrinkles. Okay? So much love. Last Tuesday of every month, 5:30 Eastern time. 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock Eastern time. And yeah, make sure you check out the registration link that's in the comments below and join us. Even if you can't join us live, you will get the replay sent to your inbox. Okay, so much love and happy manifesting. Bye-bye now.